Hi everyone, Ian Marsh coming here from Little Necker with another episode of Streetsmart Business TV. Well, how are you going this week, guys? Listen, this week I want to actually reveal something to you that not many people know. You see, I actually can tell the future, and I'm very accurate with my predictions. Now, it's not some gift from God. I don't have ESP, I don't have extrasensory perception that I know of. Maybe I do, people may call it intuition, but I really can predict the future to a large degree of most individuals that I meet. And generally I can do it within around about the first 5 to 10 minutes of having a conversation with them. How do I do this? Well, it's not that hard really, and by the end of this conversation you're going to be able to predict the future as well. And what I'm wanting for you to do is, by the end of this 5 or 10 minutes or however I can talk for, I want you to be able to predict your own future. How would that be? Imagine what would happen with your life if you could look into the future and predict what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen next week, and what's going to happen in the next 12 months. Well, I'm going to show you how to do it, and it's not that hard. Let's have a look at an example. Let's have a look at business owner A, shall we? The guy comes home sort of around about 6 or 7. He's pretty tired from the work that he's done. He gets some dinner thrown in front of him by his loving wife, and he sits down in front of TV for 2.5, 3 hours while he unwinds and sort of just de-stresses, and then he rolls off to bed and has a sleep and gets up around about 6 o'clock the next morning for the whole process to start again. Now, you can sort of realise if that's his day and that's how he operates, and he doesn't do anything other than that, that's pretty much his routine. Well, looking a week or a month or a year ahead, we know that he's not exercising, so he's probably going to start getting fat. We know that he's not studying, so he's not going to be able to stay ahead of the curve when it comes to all these new technologies and the things that you've got to be aware of in today's marketplace. He's not spending time communicating with his family, so he's not going to have a close relationship with those individuals to a large degree. Why? Because all he's focused on is really in survival mode. He's in a rat race, I guess. You're on that little hamster wheel and you're running round and round and round, and you're not really getting very far fast. Now, I can tell you here, 85% of you watching this right now are that individual. Now, whether it be a woman or a man, just reverse the roles. I'm not being sexist here, but here is how most individuals run their life, okay? Is they get caught in this routine, they get caught in this habit, and they don't break out of it. And they don't realise that they are trapped in this sort of routine, and that's why they stay where they are, and many individuals in life don't achieve the things they truly want to achieve in life. Now, let me show you another example. Now, this is business owner B. So, yeah, he's put in some pretty hard hours at work. He gets home at 6 o'clock at night, and he kisses the missus, and he sees his daughter and says, "Honey, how was your day? Tell me what happened at school, and how did you go with your homework? Let me know what the teacher said to you." And then after he gets to know the wife and let the children and the wife or husband, as the case may be, let them know how much they really care for them, and he sits down and has dinner with them and really wants to understand what they're doing while the TV is turned off, mind you, then what's happened is that there's a bit of a rapport going on with the family, and then, you know, maybe there's half an hour of TV or something before they start to head off, but before business owner B goes to bed, maybe his wife goes to bed and his daughter goes to bed after she's done her homework and chores, etc. But business owner B stays up, goes into his study and has a look in his diary and sees what's going to be coming up for the next day. So what's going to occur the next day, what's going to occur over the next week, and what's going to occur sort of over the next month. And he's preparing all of these things. So, okay, well, if this is what's going to be occurring over the next day, here are the things that I need to prepare to make sure that the day goes smoothly. So he's now got clarity about what's going to be occurring the next day. And then when he gets up, what his subconscious has done is it's sorted out solutions while he's sleeping to any of the challenges that he might have had the next day. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but if you've gone to bed thinking about a problem and you haven't got the solution, you wake up the next day and you go, Eureka! I've got the answer. It happens to me all the time. But the reason why is the business owner B has sat down and looked at his day that's coming up and he's planned what's going to happen. So when he gets out of bed, he's got a good idea of probability of what's going to be happening in his day. So he is starting to predict his future. Now he adds to this. He says, you know what, that bloody Facebook, what a pain in the backside. I've got to master it. Everyone says I've got to know about Facebook and I've got to know about pay-per-click and how it all happens. So let me start learning about it. And so what he does is he says, you know what, I'm going to go and I'm going to exercise first for an hour. And as soon as I get back, I'm going to then do some study on this Facebook thing and start to get my head around what I have to do as a business owner to optimize and utilize this technology. And then after he's done that, so he's rolled out of bed at sort of 4 or 4:30 in the morning, where everyone else rolls out of bed at 6. He's then gone and he's exercised. He's then come back and his body's full of energy and there's some sort of drug that it's a bit like heroin, I think they tell me, where when you exercise you're on a bit of a high. And then you have your food and he goes and he studies for an hour. He doesn't let anyone disturb him until he nails that situation. Now, let me predict the future here. Do you think after he's been studying for a week on Facebook and putting an hour a day into it, that he's got a reasonable understanding of what's going on? And then when he's studied that for a week, he can then make educated decisions on the right people to trust to look after his social media strategies or to start his pay-per-click campaigns. And then when he's looked at that, he can then say, you know what, well, if this is the case and I want to get an extra 20 leads coming into my business so that I can offer services to these clients, and out of those 20 leads that I get from Facebook, I know I'm going to get a 35% conversion rate. Do you think he's predicting the sort of income that he's starting to get? Of course he is, guys. Why? Because he's not leaving it to chance. And what I'm asking you, I'm looking you in the eye right now and I'm saying, are you leaving your life to chance? Are you letting the world dictate what happens to you because you've gotten into a rut? Because you've gotten so comfortable doing what you're doing? Because you can't miss out on My Kitchen Rules or whatever things happening on TV? I mean, I ask you, how does that really improve your life? After you've sat down and watched that for an hour and seen all this BS going on between these people, how has that improved your life? I don't know. Now, there's a case for watching a bit of TV. I'm not saying don't throw it out. But what I am saying is, work out what you want to accomplish in life and how much of the time in your day are you wasting doing things that aren't improving your life and enabling your life. It's actually inhibiting you. It's a very important question, and when you realise what's occurring, you can start to predict your future. See, I predict how much money I will make in a week. I know how much I'll make in a month. I know how much I'll make in a year, because I always have clear goals. And out of those goals, I always have clear action plans. And out of those action plans, I always take massive effort and put the action into those plans so that the goals are achieved. It's not complicated. So if you want to be healthy, guess what? You got to exercise more, eat the right foods, drink more water. Okay, not hard. So I can predict the future. If a guy's doing that and he's training 5 or 6 days a week, is he going to be pretty fit and strong 3 months from now? Yes, he is. I've predicted the future. Not complicated. Instead of getting up at the 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, whatever your routine is, why don't you try getting up 2 hours earlier, start exercising, and then start focusing on studying the things that you want to study to improve your world and improve your business. The results that you achieve just from doing this simple thing are that you can predict your future. You can predict what's going to be happening in your business. You can predict how your world is going to turn out because you are starting to make your world happen rather than let the world happen to you. I hope this makes sense. I hope you start getting into fortune telling mode and you start predicting your own future, guys. Until next time, take care. Talk to you soon.